Morning, Jen. It's Friday. I have so much cool stuff to show you today. I'm so excited. Everything is growing really well for the most part. Like, there's obviously some stuff that's not doing so great, but overall I'm pretty content with where my garden is at. So first of all, look at these green beans. They are growing so well. They're super tall. One of them keeps trying to like latch on to the tomato plants or the tomato cages that are behind them on the trellis. Phil and I talked last night, I think, about changing the way that we have our trellises, because not like for this year, but for next year, just because it's really hard to get to the tomatoes that we have behind the wire trellis here. I think we might do like kind of similar-ish to your setup and have like trellises running down the middle of both long beds. I don't know. That would be nice though. It would give us more trellising space, because definitely gonna grow more beans next year because apparently they grow super well here. Anyway, so the green beans are great. These tomatoes are the ones that I started. I did this. Look at how bushy these are. I'm so proud of them. They have flowers. They're all growing. I'm like over the moon about it. I'm so happy. And then, oh, we have like actual food happening in our garden right now. We need to mow, so it's moving a little slow today. Okay, so these might be a little tough to see, are purple bush beans. Don't know what's happening to the end of that one, but they're kind of ish getting close to harvest. We have another plant that is like overachieving and doing super well, so that one probably is going to be ready to harvest soon. And then once those start to come out, we'll take the whole plant out when it's like done producing, because they're a determinate variety, and then it'll have like we'll have more room for the other plants to grow that are not thriving super well. Like, they just didn't have enough room, but I think we'll be able to kind of succession grow them, so it'll be good. The okra has finally popped off. I'm so excited. So we have two varieties of okra in the bed. We have these ones back here are the Alabama Reds, and then up there is the heavy hitters, which are supposed to produce 250 pods per season, and we have 8 plus some, I think, volunteer ones or miscellaneous ones elsewhere in the beds. So I don't know. I really hope that we both like okra a lot, or pickled okra. Okay, and then we have soybeans or edamame. These ones are doing so well too. They're so cute. So the little pods, okay, I will talk about why I'm a little scared to like touch my plants today, but okay, so the pods under here are, first of all, adorable, and they're like a little bit fuzzy. It's so cute. I love them so much. But they're starting to like actually set the beans inside the pods, so they're going to be ready soon too, which is great. Edamame is one of Phil's favorite foods, and then we have whatever this situation is. So we didn't anticipate that the parsnips were actually going to grow. That's what these bigger kind of bushier plants are. They grew anyway, so I guess we will have hot weather parsnips. We'll see. There's also some okra in there that we had like 5 seeds left in the okra packets, and I didn't want to save them for next year thinking that they might not grow. I don't know, we'll see. Anyway, and then what else? Okay, so as you remember, the lilies are no longer in this part of the bed, but I wanted to give you an update on Alphonse. He's home. He's doing so much better. He pulled through. We're not 100% sure if it was actually the lilies or not, but I'm gonna assume it was, and I'm glad we took him out. But look at this sweet boy. I love him. We have cucumbers. This beautiful thing is doing so well. And then we've got these little guys that were replanted as well. I tried to separate them instead of like cutting them off at the soil line, but they wouldn't come apart. So I don't know. Maybe we'll just have 2 cucumber plants, or I'll let 2 of them grow and just like guide them around each other. Okay. So then other stuff. Spaghetti squash. We have some squash flowers happening down here. Very exciting. This one is I think that's a male flower. And it is our only flower right now. Okay. Dang. Oh well. Anyway, do you still have a lot of ants? We have so many ants in our garden, and I don't know what to do about it. It's kind of gross. Anyway, okay, so then we have our pickling cucumbers, these bad boys here. It's actually all bad girls. All the flowers are female, except for one. So this morning I came out here and was like, ooh, I have so many female cucumber flowers. I'll just find a male flower and pollinate them, which thanks to your video, I actually did last week or earlier this week. And I think it worked. We'll see, I guess. But today I only had one male flower on the pickling cucumbers, and everything else on them, and also the salad cucumbers are female. So I picked the male flower and I started to peel the petals off, and there was a slug in it, and it was so gross. All right, so then the last thing, and then I will, this is not the last thing. What am I talking about? We have so many more garden pets. Okay, so the last thing that I'll talk about before I cut to do other stuff is we have our dragon tongue beans. I am officially team no soak. All of these came up. We didn't soak the beans at all. We just soaked the ground really well, and it worked. I don't know. I think that maybe soaking beans is for drier environments. Like if we were trying to grow these in Colorado or maybe Utah, they wouldn't grow if you didn't soak them. Maybe, I don't know. But here it's so humid so much of the time, for example this morning, that I think the ground just stays wet enough that you don't need to pre-soak them. I don't know, maybe that's crazy, but I think next year we're just not going to soak our beans, and if they grow, they grow. Okay, and then these are, the last thing over here is green zucchini, and they're growing super well. And then also the yellow squash, crookneck squash, I don't remember, yellow summer squash is in the other bed growing super well as well. So then we have our 4 garden beds. It's so bright outside, I should wear my sunglasses. Okay. These are our slicer tomatoes. They were starters. Couple interesting things in here. Number one, look at this big boy. So round, so thick, so beautiful. I'm so excited. It's gonna be great. All of these plants, all 3 of the plants are growing slicer tomatoes, some of them multiple. I can't wait. It's gonna be great. I'm gonna try to like work tomatoes into my diet more just because they're so prolific. We have so many of them. And then there is, what is happening here? Like, this is the plant that was sick from the nursery, but as you see, it has new growth and flowers, and it's trying its best. So I'm just gonna leave it. I don't know, like if it grows, then it grows, and if it doesn't, then it doesn't. It's not making the other plants sick, so I'm just gonna let it do what it's gonna do. Over here, we have our peppers, and we've got some like actual peppers growing. You can see here, this plant's doing actually quite well. The poblano plants are not doing so great, and I don't know why. So one of them is like losing its leaves, and on another one they're yellowing, and the other 2 are fine. I guess they just aren't flowering. So I feel like it almost isn't hot enough for the peppers yet, for like that variety of pepper yet, because the other peppers that we have in the beds, the direct sown ones, they are just now starting to really get going. And it's not even all of them. It's really just like 2 or 3 of them that are really starting to grow. So I don't know if it's like the season is shifting a bit or what is going on, but I'm not the only person who's having trouble with peppers. One of my neighbors comes outside at the same time we do to take care of her garden, and we always talk about how stuff is growing, and she said that she's having trouble with her peppers too. So I don't know. Tell me, like, what's going on with your peppers? I feel like I'm not sure what to do. I don't have enough data to know what's going on. Okay, and then we've got more tomatoes. Tomatoes forever. I wish we'd planted more, honestly. What ones are these? Okay, these are the Sweet 100s. They are all also doing super well. They all have little bunches of tomatoes on them. I'm very excited about it. This is still our herb bed though, and the herbs are like still doing their best. So there's dill growing, we have cilantro. The oregano isn't really doing anything, but I kind of didn't expect it to. And then the parsley also got like burned out. I don't know. I don't think we're gonna have any parsley from the bed. It's fine, because we're harvesting other stuff. We have a ton of radishes that we've harvested. We have so far pickled all of them, and they're all really good. We've been making this like, not elaborate, it's just a bunch of vegetables, but dense, I guess, like really dense amount of ingredients veggie wrap lately, and it's so good. We put pickled carrots and pickled radishes on there. Very tasty. Okay, and then other things, potatoes. Not sure about the potatoes. I don't think they're doing so great, but it's fine. I think some ants might have gotten to them. I don't know. Alex's flowers also are not doing so great, and I think it's because it's probably because they were filled with the dirt that we got that was not done composting, so whatever. He does have these flowers over here that are like, I don't even know what that is, but it's growing better than like anything else in the garden, so I don't know. Anyway, you ready to prune some plants with me? All right, let's prune these dragon tongue beans. So like I said, all of them came up even though we didn't soak them. So when I was anticipating, or what I was anticipating happening, is that they would not all sprout and we would have to like separate them out, but instead we have to actually cut some of them down, which is totally fine. I don't like this part. It feels very like playing God-ish, and it just, I don't know. I don't like to destroy plants or like end plants that are really just trying to do their best, because seeds want to grow. It's not their fault that they all grew. Anyway, let's do this thing. Also, just a quick note, I'm not sure how well you can see it because it's kind of awkward to film at this angle, but you might see some little like orange bubbly looking things here, particularly around this plant, and over here as well. That's just like a slime mold. It feeds on decaying wood that is in your garden, or you know, is around. Not a huge deal. It's not like gonna kill you or something. So I'm just gonna leave it and make sure that it's fine. It's not like hurting my plants or anything, so it's no big deal. Alrighty, let's selectively weed out some plants that are perfectly healthy, and I feel absolutely terrible about it. Okay, so after the slug debacle this morning, I didn't want to not be wearing gloves for this. I usually do wear gloves in the garden. It's just, I don't know, my grandma did, so I do. Do you? I don't know. Anyway, okay, so let's talk about why I cut the plants I did. What is the point of this video? I don't even know. I'm talking about all the things. There's so much going on in the garden. I want to like show you everything. I don't think I could. Like, I would need a David Attenborough style documentary to show you everything, and I just can't. Okay, so first of all, the thing about gardening with a small child who wants to help you is that you often end up with more seeds per hole than you intend, because they just want to help you. Like, they just want to do the same things you're doing. So I let Alex plant like 3 or 4 zucchini seeds per hole, again thinking that they wouldn't like all grow, and then they did, but I'm not gonna like stamp out that desire to help garden in him by telling him no. So I don't know, we had some extra plants, it's fine. me one sec. It's like a billion degrees out here and it's like 9 in the morning. Ugh, Georgia. Okay. Anyway, so for the green zucchini, really I just cut the ones that had, you know, some imperfect leaves or some slightly yellowed leaves, or that were like a lot smaller than their other plant bros that were in the same hole. That's a weird phrase. I don't know what else to say. Anyway, so these guys, these dudes, they're just smaller. Unfortunately, they're like the rentier variety, so, or the rentier of the ones, so they're just not the ones I'm gonna keep. Like this one, you can see through it, literally, like, hello. So, not gonna keep that one. And that's fine. Now there's one per space, so they'll be able to thrive a lot better. They're already doing like fine. It's just that obviously I don't want them to. Found a seed that actually didn't grow. Whatever. Anyway, so some of them were like already kind of swooping out and trying to get away from the ones that were, you know, struggling but still like causing problems. So this was definitely the right time to do this. Honestly, I probably should have done it sooner, but that's fine. Okay, so then the dragon tongue beans. A lot of these were all fine too, so, you know, just kind of a pick what you gotta pick kind of thing. For these ones, I cut the ones where the second set of leaves were stunted or smaller, or where that extra set of leaves just like didn't fully mature in. This one, I don't know what got to this, but I don't know, something chomped on it. It's whatever, it's fine. And then, yeah, so same kind of deal here. This one was the weaker of the two that were in it, even though it looks completely strong. Such a shame. I feel bad because these plants would have thrived and given us so much food, but the other option is to like try to gently pull them out, which could disturb the root systems of the other ones that are, you know, being kept, the ones that are also doing just as well and healthy. And then we end up with no food either way. Or I leave them both and they both underproduce. And so I'm just like justifying murdering some of my plants to myself right now. It's fine. Like this one too, this one's perfect. Like nothing's wrong with it. Unfortunate place to be alive, I guess. Here's another one of the zucchinis. It was just small. And then for these last two, this one, I don't know what is happening here, but this weird leaf situation happened to some of my trellising green beans as well. It's on this side too, where like the tip of the leaf scrunches together and then it like kind of tears away from the rest of the leaf. What is that? I don't know what is happening. Is that from like being too hot? Did a bug eat it? There's not like bug damage on it. I don't know. Gardening is confusing. And then the last one was just a little stunted. It wasn't doing as well as the other ones, or the other one. Okay, so that's done. Technically I should do that to the yellow squash as well, but I'm tired. One of our okra plants, thankfully we had another one that was like ready to just be moved over to the general area of the okra bed, so it's totally fine. But oh God, we have so many ants. Just a second. What were we talking about? Okay, so okra. Did we move it? I guess we didn't move it. We decided to just let the okra live where it was gonna live. So anyway, one of the Alabama Reds, right here, we came out here and it was like laying down on the soil, and at first we thought like, oh, it must have been really windy, like something must have, or like the wind or the rain or something, because it's been super rainy here, must have like damaged the stem. Maybe it wasn't really strong. And then when we like looked closer at the stem, we saw that it looked like it had bug damage. So Phil, bless this man, he dug down into the dirt a little bit to see if he could figure out what it was, and he found, I'm not going to put a picture up of it because I hate bugs and grubs and stuff, so if you need to look it up yourself, you can look it up yourself. But he found a cutter grub, and or a cutworm. So basically what that is a little it's a little grub that will like chomp your plant off at the soil line basically and eat it. So which, first of all, wasteful. Like, that's just a jerk move on that bug's part, okay? Like, they don't even eat the whole plant, they just like cut it down. Rude. Anyway, he found it, squished it, obviously. Again, bless him, because I would have just like screamed and run away. Anyway, we need to deal with it, because if we lose more okra plants to those disgusting grubs, I might not garden anymore. That sounds really dramatic. I just really don't like grubs. So I looked up some solutions. So, like you, we're trying to do, I assume like you, I guess, I don't know for sure. Anyway, we're trying to do an organic garden. So we're trying to find, you know, like old wives' tales and old farmer's almanac tips and tricks and stuff. So instead of like using a chemical pesticide, basically, there is zero scientific evidence for this, but we're gonna try it anyway. I'm saving the stuff up in the kitchen right now. But the Old Farmer's Almanac says that if you put coffee grounds around your plants, it will, like around the stem of your plants, it will chase bugs away. It'll like keep grubs and stuff away from them. So we're gonna try that. I just have a big half-gallon mason jar in the fridge of like cold coffee grounds, basically, that like used coffee grounds, obviously, that we're just saving up for the week. And when the jar is full, I'll come out here and put them down, because I didn't do any collars or anything. I didn't think that okra was going to need to have collars on it. I guess I should probably do that for the, there was a bug, sorry, for the other plants like the squash and stuff. But yeah, for the okra, I didn't do that. And now the leaves are so bushy that I can't like I'm not gonna be able to like put a collar down around it. Anyway, I know I could like cut it and then put it on there, but the plants are also like not tall enough for the collar to not be touching the leaves. So there's just not a good way to do a collar on the okra right now. So I'm just gonna try coffee beans. I don't know, coffee grounds, we'll see. It'll be fine. If it doesn't work, then so what? It's like a compostable material, and we're just learning. Like, this is all that gardening is just continuous learning. I hope that you're learning and your gardening is going well. I'm pretty happy with ours right now. I haven't cried over my tomatoes in a few weeks, so that is a step in the right direction. I'll see you soon. Bye.